the Big Fan Podcast. Sit down
and relax and enjoy.
Welcome everyone. This is the Big Fan Cardcast. It's December 7th. Just got back from the PlayStation Experience 2015 from San Francisco, and wanted to run through our thoughts today. Kind of recapping what we went through, what we experienced, and
What we felt.
how we felt. So Chase,
Yeah.
this not only was your first PlayStation event, but your first convention of any type. So, how was it? Was it above what you expected? Was it lower? Like, what's your take?
Probably like what I expected. A lot of standing, a lot of people, a lot of friendly people. You know,
But not as much BO as we expected. I mean, there was some
Yeah.
for sure, but
it was only one lady that stuck out that literally smelled like shit, and I don't know her name. I wouldn't say her name.
you can barely call her a lady.
Yeah, sure.
Not to be mean, but she was something of another world.
But the couple, they were like meant to be, like they
Yeah,
almost look like brother and sisters, really.
they might have been cousins, close cousins.
But it was pretty cool. I like the whole keynote thing where they showed all the videos. I like seeing the excitement from like the true fans, and like just seeing the true love. I don't love anything that's like even to that.
We don't love anything that like where you want to cry.
Yeah.
Like, because they showed a video of a kid when they found out an announcement of a certain game. They cut to like a YouTube video, and he's crying, like he's in tears, and I mean,
Pure joy.
people laughed, of course, but it's
Take right.
real. Like, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's like the almost, but this is greater. Like when your team gets a touchdown, wins the game. It was like that, but greater because it was like that game was like Final Fantasy. What, like 7 was like a remake, and
yeah, it was a Final Fantasy remake.
Yeah, and they were literally standing and clapping, and it was just like, you know, I might do a little, got a little touchdown there, you know. But these guys were just
like a good for you, but let's tone it down.
Yeah.
Like, it was
That
like
was
like a Elvis Presley was in the building
Yeah,
kind of
it was-
moment. It was
it
pretty
was
bad.
pretty intense. I liked all that. I liked seeing the what was upcoming and everything, and then that was pretty cool. And there's only a couple games I knew of. I was like, oh, cool, like I want to play that. But then all the indie games was probably the highlight for me. Checking out all the independent games and
Yeah, definitely a lot of indie stuff, and I mean, I know me personally, like last year, that was like my big highlight then too. I mean, there was of course the games that you don't really get to play that often, or you know, you get to play ahead of time really. It was fun and everything, but I mean, you know about them already. You kind of know what to expect when you're getting into. But the indie stuff, like they're really low key. They don't have the budget for like advertisements, like
Yeah.
all you know ahead of time
Yeah.
to get you like hyped up on it. So that's like their time to shine for us.
yeah.
I mean, what were your favorite indie games you played?
There's a one called like Alien Nation. That one was really fun. It was like over the top camera. Like you played like some side of soldiers and you're killing aliens, but just like it was really pretty. A lot of explosions and whatnot, and
Really teamwork based.
yeah, it was like all teamwork based, and you gotta like complete like little missions, but all just the graphics of it for a PlayStation game, like just for a console game compared to a computer, was pretty cool. And yeah, I like being able to talk to like these game developers and stuff.
Yeah.
That's something that we got a few interviews that are gonna be pretty cool, and then just kind of listening to other people's conversations.
Yeah, like we got. I mean, like that's the thing. All the developers are there. That's like the other benefit to going to this PlayStation event. Like you get to actually engage and like talk to them, like, hey, why did you do this, or why do you think this is a good move?
What did you do, this piece of
You
shit?
know, like kind of get into their headspace of like the whole process.
Uh-huh.
And but like I said, everyone was really nice. Like not just the devs, but of course they were nice. They want to sell you their game. But like people were nice. Like you mentioned, like everyone saying, like if you bumped into somebody, like they're like, oh, I'm sorry.
So
Yeah,
sorry.
And if you guys are hearing like an audio interference or issues, because we're driving right now. And it's only one microphone. I'm handing back and forth, so it's a little weird. Just take it easy. Don't get all crazy.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. So I don't know. So out of all so you talk a little bit about the indies, but for the big AAA games, were you excited about any of them or not really?
It seemed like the most of them were multiplayer online games, right? That's what I've seen. Like there was one called Battleborn, kind of cartoonish. Same people that made Borderlands.
Yeah.
What was that one called? The P? Prophecy? Prometheus? Primus? But it was another game that was people that make Gears of War.
Right.
That was an online game.
It was a weird title.
Yeah, it was something with a P, Prophecy. But the Uncharted 4 was probably the best because I was kind of tired that when they were showing the clip and like
over and over again.
When they in the very beginning of the keynote, and then when they did the whole like thing with Drake, and he was like, "Oh, I'm married." Like I almost got emotional because like I almost started crying. But I was just like, I think I was just tired. It was just the energy of like, hey, so hold up there, buddy. But I wonder if actually anyone did tear up. Or maybe not. I don't know.
I'm sure they did. But yeah, so we did a few things there. We got to go to a couple panels. The first one was Uncharted 4, Thief's End, and they had the developers on stage alongside Greg Miller hosting.
The actors too.
A couple the voice actors, yeah. Guy who did like Batman and like the Joker voice and all that. So that was really fun. They kind of got annoying a little bit. Not them, but the clips they showed.
Yeah.
Like it was the same thing over and over again.
It was the same thing that we saw, yeah.
But I'm happy about that, honestly, because I didn't want to see anything else.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any more of the story. I want to go into it fresh. They did have for us to play there the multiplayer of that game coming out, and it looks great. It plays great. Those multiplayer games for the Uncharted series, they're not like tight controls because they're not supposed to be. Because you're not a soldier technically. You're just a guy
Indiana Jones
who picks up a gun.
Yeah.
So like the aiming's not like perfect. You're not very accurate. So I mean, Chase.
There's one thing that's pretty funny about that game. Like they never acknowledged, because I'm still on the third one. They never acknowledged that Nathan Drake has killed a lot of dudes.
Yeah, like over 1,000 easily.
Like they never bring up the fact that like he's a killer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I mean, he's always defending himself, but they never broach the subject that like, how many kills you got, Drake? Like they never talk about that. That dude kills people.
He likes to shoot the trigger. He pulls the trigger first, asks questions later. But so that was fun. Any cosplay or anything you see interesting or not really?
Oh yeah, man! That was like one of the things I wanted to do because when I look at some pictures of like Comic-Con stuff, like you see people doing cosplay, like I want to take a picture of them. But I took a picture with like the Fox Sports Cletus.
Oh, Cletus.
That robot guy, and then God of War guy. The people from Destiny that do the huge sniper rifle. So that was pretty cool to take pictures with those people because they don't talk to you. So it's kind of cool to be like the awkward person. But,
and you also got a picture with two very big, black, very dark cops.
Oh yeah. That was sure I'm pretty fascinated with black people, being that I want like a black friend. And
are you saying you want to study them?
No, I just like them.
Okay.
Like they just have the most swag and they get away with everything. And there was these two. One of them was fairly tall and large, cops, and cops get bad reps. And these cops were protecting nerds. And I wanted a picture.
Well, they were standing around.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I got a picture with two black cops that were not cosplayers. They were cops.
They were so dark.
They were so
dark. Which is fine. Nothing wrong with that.
They're so black.
Just pointing it out. Yeah, you got a picture of that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'd say for me, my favorite indie game, as far as fun, like just pure enjoyment, would probably be Gang Beats. Like it's not like a very tactical game. It's just pure fun silliness. And then like very, very close second would be it's called Brawlhalla.
Oh yeah, Brawlhalla.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be a free to play.
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet. It comes out I think spring or fall next year. And pretty much, if you know anything about games, it's like Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers. But like you get like swords and like you get like a werewolf. And there's like a bull character.
Yeah.
Like just different, like a lot of characters actually.
Black Pirate.
It's a Black Pirate.
I was a Black Pirate.
And same idea. Like there's stages you fight and you get to knock the other one off the sage.
Yeah.
Pick up weapons and power ups and such.
It was fun.
But and then.
What was Gang Beats? What was that? What was Gang Beats?
Gang Beats is like I'm trying to. I guess the way you can explain it is they're kind of like blobby figures.
Yeah. Amoebas.
Kind of, and the same idea. You get stage like different scenario stages. When there's like a grinder in the middle per se, like you can throw somebody in. There's like a fire. There's a cliff, or like there's one level is like a Ferris wheel or something like that, and you're on the Ferris wheel, and it just the goal is to like knock them off the stage or kill them and be like the last guy standing.
Yeah.
But you have like the controls are just ridiculous. Like you have no control over all your limbs really, and like I guess the hit sensitivity is kind of like wonky.
Yeah.
So, like you can swing at somebody, sometimes it's gonna hit.
Sometimes.
So yeah, it feels like it's a little soft, and you can like after you knock them down, you can like pick them up, and drag them over, and like toss them like kind of like suplexing them over into the grinder or whatever you're trying to kill them in. I mean, there's no gore or blood or anything, but it's just fun, like a 4-player co-op or sit down couch play, and like it's like a fun party game.
That's what I like. I like the whole idea of a couch play, but it's not split screen. Like it's just one screen, right?
Oh, right.
So it's just one screen, so everyone can just watch the one screen. Like I like that.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about like a camera being pulled over or like you're say you have a 40-inch TV, you don't have to worry about it being cut into 20 inches because it's split screen. So yeah, that's cool. And like my favorite one from last year was a good one this year. We got kind of screwed. Well, I did anyway. Called Drawn to Death.
Oh yeah.
From David Jaffe, the creator of Twisted Metal, God of War.
He created God of War too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's a game where you
third-person shooter.
It's a third-person shooter. You're in a world where it's like a high school kid is drawn
bored at school.
Yeah,
it's like high school kids born at school, and like just the stuff that people doodle. So it's like a shark lady with like a stalking leg. You have like a little punker dude. There's like a mouse character, but it's like all ridiculous weapons.
Over the top
weapons and crazy maps, and that one's pretty fun.
It was pretty fun. Like I said, we got kind of like a weird demo of it
the first time
around, and you guys went back later and replayed the real version of it, and it was really fun. But the cool thing I was going to mention is that one is called Drawn to Death. There's Guns Up, and then there's Kill Strain, and those are all like surprisingly well-made games, and they're all going to be free to play next year, which is amazing.
Well, one of Guns Up is available right now. That one's super fun. It's like a Boom Beach. Clash of Clans, but like no downtime, like just instant action. That one's like, I'm excited to download and start playing.
Yeah, like you said, it's available today. The other one we all liked. Well, I don't know if you got to play as Fat Princess. Did you get to play it? No? Okay, well, everyone but you, I guess, got to play it. But it's a.
You guys hyped it up too much.
It was fun though. I mean,
hyped it up too much.
Yeah, I guess we kind of did, but it was it's a good game. Like it's another 4-player co-op couch game. Kind of like think of a cute Diablo.
Yeah.
You know, you get your archer, your mage, your warrior, and then
your fat princess.
And well, pretty much, the goal is like you want to eat like you eat cake if you get hit. Like that's your health. Your health is like to eat food. Yeah. And like there's a point where you eat too much, you get fat, and kind of like a power up. Like you can just like turbo through people.
Pro fat.
Team fat. And then we also wanted to go to a meet and greet afterwards at this restaurant across the street, and with Greg Miller, Colin Moriarty, and the other kind of funny guys from the podcast. They had like a whole event set up across the street, and like it's free food, free drink. Well, not free drinks, cash money for drinks. But the line.
At least 1,000 strong.
Yeah, it was.
At least 1,000 strong. It was crazy.
What's on the whole situation like?
Yeah, like because they did one of them did Greg did another meet and greet the second day, which is pretty nice of him. It was pretty cool. And there's the guy who does like their video, Kevin, was saying that they got shut down and they had to stop because it's actually a bar, and the whole thing was like, all ages come in, blah blah, cash bar. First 125 get a little armband or bracelet thing for open bar, but they got shut down because it wasn't all ages. You can't all age in the bar, so that got shut down. That was like 1,000, 2,000 strong. It had to be if the minimum. But that got shut down. I was kind of bummed because I wanted to compliment Colin and be Republican, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's fun to meet people like you listen to on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, really. And like you literally feel like they're your friends because you know so much about them.
We're the best friends.
We're the best friends, and this is kind of fun. Or the opportunity would have been fun to like say thank you and say hello, shake their hand. I wanted to get a Shuhei Yoshida shirt.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know, Shuhei Yoshida is the president of PlayStation Japan and America. But yeah, it was too
Very adorable little man. Very adorable little man.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
his little giggles were pretty cute.
Yeah, he's an adorable little guy. But he's like a big fan of theirs. Like he goes on their podcast, he'll Skype in. Oh, big turn right now. Sorry.
Very good.
So I think the other thing I want to talk about is the our expectations versus reality for virtual reality.
Oh yeah, well, that was a pretty good segue.
Yeah,
that was a good segue.
Yeah.
For kudos.
So I mean, I think differ from you as far as my expectations. I went into it thinking it was going to be kind of rough
Yeah.
as far as quality and diversity.
Yeah.
But there was some games that were just like that, exactly. But then
Oh,
there
yeah,
was
dude.
one that kind of like took a little to the next level as far as what I expected, which like was wow, like this is really fun. Eve was one of them. Eve Valkyrie, and then London Heist.
Oh, I didn't get to play that one.
London Heist is where you're leaving. The scenario is you're leaving a bank robbery, and you got like whoever's like it's like a gang owned that bank, so they're coming after you.
Oh, okay.
And there's like vans pulling up from the side of you. There's guys on motorcycles, and you're in like you have the headset on. You look down, you see your hands, and there's like the guy's like giving you his little speech or whatever he's talking. He's like, "Okay, we need your help. Here's a gun." Throws you a gun. You catch it. There's like soda cans you can pick up. You can like drink it.
Weird.
Yeah. So he gives you the gun, and you have to like open the glove box, and there's like a bunch of clips in there. And you take it with one hand, you take the clip with the other hand, you put it to the bottom of the gun, and it loads it.
Yeah.
And then you just start spraying fulls.
That's
and
cool.
it's like the way they angle the camera to where you can see the bullets flying, like you can get really good headshots. Like it's
really?
it's like weirdly satisfying. I know that sounds messed up to say, but as far as control felt, it was really fun, and I was really enjoying it. The first one I felt like I got kind of screwed on because the
Job simulator.
the first game I went to play was the job simulator, where you're in an office cubicle, and you're like, okay, fix the paper jam, make the coffee, and so you reach over and you hit a button like start, stop, you get the plugs.
That's just a slam in our generation.
But I mean, it honestly was kind of fun just because of the control, like only because of the control system. But I don't know, what was your experience?
I did 3, and the first one was Eve Valkyrie. It's like a space flight simulator. That was pretty cool because I was getting into it where you can turn and like you can see where they're coming from and do like hard turn. Like that one's pretty intense. Like
you're in like a fighter jet kind of thing in space.
Yeah, that one was really cool. Not too much like motion sickness there. That was pretty intense. And then graphics were pretty cool, and like it even said it was like unfinished. So
it's gonna get
how good it already looked, it was pretty cool. And then the second one, I forget the name. It was like something Mammoth Goliath or something. But the guy said, it's like, oh, you play like a giant superhero and aliens are attacking, and it looked what you would expect 80s virtual reality to look like. And that one was pretty bad, like motion sickness, vertigo, and because you'd be up in the clouds, you come down like a G-force, and then you just stop like immediately. Like you can feel like I was at one point, like it took a while for me to kill the UFO at the end, like that boss. And at one point I was like, could I just stop? Like, because it races off, and then you have to catch up to it, and you have to stop. And it was just like, can I wanted to pause it at one point, like, stop it, get it off. But that one was alright. And then the third one was like World of Tanks, kind of tank game. And that one was, oh shit, what happened there? What you may call it. That one was pretty cool because you can look all over the place. And
was that one, were you inside the cockpit of the
yeah,
tank?
Yeah, you're inside the cockpit, and then no arms or bodies or anything like that. You just see yourself. It's kind of like with that old school tank game what it looked like, you know what I mean? That was pretty cool.
I think one of the weirdest ones that we all saw was like it's called a 100-foot robot.
Yeah.
And-
That wasn't there, right?
no, it wasn't. I didn't see it anyway.
I didn't
It
see
might
it,
have been
yeah.
there, but pretty much you're like a Godzilla size
100-foot robot.
100-foot robot, but you're like trampling through the cities,
Playing golf.
which didn't make sense. Like if you're
Yeah,
a
it makes
100-foot robot, you're not going to be trampling a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Like it's only 100 feet.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I mean, that's a silly game anyway. But you're playing golf with other 100-foot robots.
Then like it was like PvP too, like
Yeah.
player versus player.
Yeah.
And, I like the whole where he was driving from the moon and like hitting the ball into Earth, and it was just like G-force like coming to the atmosphere. Like that was pretty dope. I like that.
They also had like pretty good merch there too. Like if you didn't get there early enough to buy it, like the line was wrapping around the little
Crazy.
kiosk there for
Yeah.
a while. But luckily I got this PlayStation hat right here. Really excited about that.
I like hats.
Yeah,
I like hats.
yeah, we like hats. I felt bad because I didn't get our good buddy Mike a jacket, but that site sold out. But
Freakishly big.
yeah, he's a big guy. So I don't know, man. Like compared to last year, I'd rank it probably a notch better.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I knew what to expect, so I kind of knew how to navigate it a little better. I kind of knew where to go, and I wish that I got to play more of the indie stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was one, like you said, like a Castlevania type game. I forget what it was called, but we wanted to play that, but I didn't know where it was. But out of like a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it?
8.
8.
I do a hard 8.
Okay, an 8. What would have made it a 10? You can think about it.
I don't know. Like maybe like funny incident, like something funny happened I witnessed. I don't know.
Like somebody falling down the stairs.
I don't know, maybe that, or I don't know. It was 8. I don't know, like nothing would made it really better. Like
Like less people.
no, that wasn't too bad because I expected people to be there, but maybe if I made a friend,
Like
that'd be kind of funny.
okay.
I would like that.
Because you don't talk to anyone.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Do you want to bring up your elevator incident?
Yeah, we're coming back from lunch, I think, right?
Yeah.
And it was so weird because like we're in the elevator, and then it was a local that was there because it was in San Francisco, and we had our badges on. He was like, "Oh, what's the best part of the PSX?" And in my head, I was thinking, I was like trying to think of a good answer, but I wanted to say indie games. Like, oh, the indie games were like, in my head, I was super confident. Like, oh, the indie games were really fun. But what happened was, like, only thing I think of was virtual reality. And so I was like, the virtual reality is really fun. And he was like, what? Like, oh, the virtual reality is really fun. It was just awkward.
He panicked.
And I
He
panicked.
panicked.
In my head, I was very confident what I wanted to say, and it did not come out that way at all.
That's okay. I think I give it a 9. I mean, I don't know if it would. I think a 10. Honestly, it would have been maybe more. Like I said, floor space.
If I could play Riggs, if I was able to play,
Yeah, or that too.
yeah, Riggs was like the main finished product, polished virtual reality game,
Yeah.
and you had to sign up through the app, and that was like filled up within 30 minutes. So maybe if I got to play that, it would have been, well, I'm not like complaining, but like that would have played because that was like their main thing, like of VR and.
Yeah, that's gonna be like their first milestone game. Like this is what we can do with this, because it's coming out. The PlayStation VR is supposed to come out the first quarter of next year.
Whatever that means.
The next few months, probably like 4 or 5 months. Probably, I'm guessing that's gonna get a little delayed.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of developers there working on, and I mean they have a lot more working on them now.
Yeah.
They weren't at the show.
Like when you ask after you get done with the VR, they're like, "Any questions?" They start asking questions. Like, actually, I'm just in marketing. Like,
Yeah.
well, fuck you.
Yeah, I asked him like, so when's this coming out? Like when? Because if you would have told me when it came out, the
Yeah.
game, that would have gave a release date for the VR, which they
Yeah.
haven't announced yet.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Tricky.
looking for a little scoop,
That's
hoping
a
he
tricky
tripped up,
question, yeah.
but he didn't. He's like, I don't know, you have to talk to HR about that. So he was trained well.
He was a dick.
But I don't know. I think the crowd was a little overwhelming this year compared to last year, because last year was the first year
Yeah.
not everyone knew about it. It was it's kind of new. And they only expected it to be that 1 year because of the 20th anniversary. It was like a thing just for the fans, kind of a one-off thing. And then, so like last year was the 20th anniversary for Japan's, and then this year would have been the 20th anniversary for the release in America. So they kind of double dipped in that.
Double dip,
But
potato chip.
I appreciate it still. I'm assuming, and so are a lot of other people, that's going to be kind of an annual thing now.
Yeah.
I don't know what the theme's going to be, like 21st. They just keep it going or whatever. But I'm excited about it. It's going to get bigger and bigger. I kind of hope that it doesn't get so big to where the developers are afraid to come.
Yeah, they just have like cronies out.
Yeah.
Because there was like a fighting game that was super Japanesey, and like the developers were like just handing out flyers, and the people talking about the game were just like four white like sorority like boys.
Kinda,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? They were just like pumping rock stars and flexing and whatnot.
They were scrawny.
They look pretty bigger than me. So. But no, that's pretty. I liked all the games. I just wish just had more time and energy to play a lot of the indie games. But then there were some games where I just had no interest in playing, and I felt I wanted to play because I felt bad because people walked by and like, "What's this?" And they explained some of the I was watching some people's faces. They were just like, "This looks like shit," and they would just walk away. And I was like, "Oh man, like they spent so much time on this thing." Like,
yeah, I think I did do that once or twice. I think I actually interviewed one of them. Like, I just felt bad for him. Like, no one was stopping.
Was that Echo?
Honestly, I don't remember which one. I did it a few times. I didn't interview all of them, but I've stopped a few times just to kind of ask.
Yeah.
Just talk about them.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something, because you never know. Like, there's something where it looks like something, and then you play it, and it's like, wow, that's actually a little different than I expected.
Yeah.
But no, then most of them weren't.
Yeah.
But I interviewed one of them, and they were like super appreciative and like happy, and like one of them gave me like his HR's like number, like maybe we could send you like some game demos. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe, I guess, if it's better than this.
Yeah. We got a bunch of free stuff though. Free stuff is cool.
A lot of swag.
Got like shirts, bags, posters. Posters are fucking cool. The one I was digging was like, I don't know anything about this game. I know it's a big like Sony thing, but The Last Guardian.
Oh yeah.
It's like a wolf dragon.
It's like a dog and a bird mixed. Like they had a baby.
Yeah, and there's a huge, and I think like the character you play is like a boy, like a Japanese boy. But the poster they have was.
You could just say boy.
What did I say?
You said Japanese.
Oh, okay. Well,
You're not pretty racist.
Okay. Well, it was a Japanese boy.
Okay.
You know? And the poster was Alcatraz, and it said San Francisco. It said PSX. Did it say PSX? PlayStation Experience, and it had that demon thing. And it just looked really cool, and I want to frame that and put in the studio. That was sick.
Yeah, the artwork on that was pretty cool. And then the next day or yesterday, they had a different poster. Or was that the first? No, the first one was.
First was that one.
Yeah, it was that one. And then I don't even know what the second one is. I just picked it up because it was free.
I think Danny looked at it, but I think they're both really cool. But, a lot of cool free stuff.
And another awesome thing that happened was our lady friends came with us. They sacrificed their days, and they're sitting back there behind us. I don't know if you guys can see them or not, but thank you for waiting in lines for us and holding our stuff. Putting up with our shenanigans and our nerdiness and other people's BO.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add to it?
No. I was excited. We're still 2.5 hours away from home area, so I'm ready to unwind. I'm ready. I think once I get home and unshed and do everything, I'm ready to start downloading and downloading themes and avatars, all the free games, and kind of just getting that ready and kind of just going through all the free stuff and all I had. But I'm excited. It was a good trip.
Overall,
I think the reason, one of the main reasons, I was pushed up, let's go, was because it's back in the Bay Area, and I love going there, and that was a plus. Didn't mind it. I think the only thing I mind was 4:00 a.m. wake up call at the beginning, but that was good though. I liked it.
I mean, we did get a lot of cool stuff, a lot of free stuff. I think we could touch on this for a little while. They had a different system than last year. Last year they had a little card, kind of like a trading card game.
Yeah.
It's pretty much you walk in, they give you like a deck of cards holder, and they give you your first card, and then throughout the day, you booth to booth you go to, you get another card. And at the end of the day, if you hit every booth, you have like a full deck of like really cool collectible-ish kind of cards.
Some you gotta beat. Some games you gotta beat. Some games you gotta be in first place.
Yeah.
Some you gotta do this. But it's a cool idea.
Yeah, so they had that again this year, but I think the quality was definitely a step up from last year as far as the card quality, like thicker.
Yeah.
They have like this year they implemented the gold, bronze, and platinum,
For all the
silver,
trophies.
the
Yeah.
different types of cards you got. Like you said, if you win like a match, you get a platinum of that version.
Yeah,
of that
he
card.
got a platinum.
Yeah, she got one.
Yeah.
I got one for another game called Beast or whatever. And then they also implemented another system where you take your badge. It had like a chip in it, and then they had like their cell phones at each booth where you scan your badge onto it, and it's supposed to like keep track of like all the things you'd scanned.
But no one was doing that. Everyone was just like, oh, I get the scan, I get points, and I get stuff. So no one was actually. It was meant to expose all games,
Yeah.
but it was really just. It was a clusterfuck in the first day. 'Cause
Yeah.
people were just in the way of everyone else, and but it was cool because like everyone was on their phones checking the updates of what they were getting for free stuff because you got free rewards like your PlayStation themes or avatars and whatnot. And actually, it would have been better if someone asked my PSN name. That is funny, but no PSN names.
That's
So.
true. Yeah, last year they had a thing where it was kind of funny, where you have instead of like "Hello, my name is,"
Yeah.
it was like "Hello, my PSN is," and you had to write it out. And like people were like, "Oh, your name so and so," like, all right, and like sometimes take a picture of it or they write it down, and you have another friend online
Yeah.
to play with. Like, what do you play? This and that. And I think that kind of helped me like talk to people last year a little
Yeah.
more, but this year I don't know why they decided not to do that.
It was weird.
But they did. They did give us like a kind of a goal to reach, like with that scanning system,
Yeah.
to get like rewards and little like avatars and stuff like that.
What was one thing you did not like?
For sure, the keynote had some very ear-piercing
Yeah.
experiences. Like the sound system was just too high at points in some of the videos.
Too hot.
Yeah, and I mean it's still fun. Like it's just like it was like, all right, guys, we get you trying to pump us up, but just tone it down a little bit.
EQ it.
Yeah,
Just a little
EQ.
EQ.
As far as anything else, I wish Shuhei Yoshida went on stage and like
It's $2.99 here.
and like broke down some news for us, you know. But he didn't even go up there. The president of PlayStation didn't go up there. Last year he did. This year he didn't. Stop sign situation here, guys. It's just kind of because like he's a very like cute older Japanese guy,
Yeah.
and he brings like a good mood and like kind of
People like him.
yeah, people like him.
People like
It's
him.
kind of
yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
And I wish there was a few more announcements from him and their team, but other than that, man, like I guess just more games.
Yeah, I guess only thing I was kind of down on is most the majority of the games, besides like the one I like, was Uncharted. But a lot of the games, as the big games, were all massive online games, and like I'm a big fan of like single player, my story, my kind of thing, and there wasn't any of that really. I don't think besides
Not
Uncharted.
really, yeah.
That was the only thing. It was just like because all the what do you call them? Their first party publishers who are owned by Sony, or whatever. Like there was nothing out of them, and like from E3, you saw some of the stuff, right? Like that, a few games from there, but you just didn't get to play them. Didn't get to know anything about it. I'm not a Final Fantasy person. That was actually the only other big thing. I'm not a Final Fantasy, so I wish there was something like that. That was like a little bit for me, but. I appreciate all the indie games out. I'm gonna try all that.
There was one indie game that was a single player only,
Yeah.
and it was just weird. I
Yeah.
think the girls might have played it where you have a headset on and you're just throwing out orders to the headset. No, like you can use the controller just to control the camera.
Oh, it was like a goofy game.
And like you're barking out orders, and like the idea sounds sort of fine because of an old game. I don't know if you know SOCOM.
No.
That was like the first game to implement that. Where
Yeah.
like you have a headset on, you have a crew of like 6 SWAT SEAL guys with you.
Yeah.
You're shooting people and like, okay, go over here, take that guy out. And it makes sense in a scenario like that where you have a controller, where you're shooting people, you're experiencing where you're supposed to play it, but then they were just like, you don't control any of that.
Yeah.
You don't get to have any of that kind of fun.
Yeah.
You just tell them what to do. So I don't know. I think they didn't like it. I wasn't a big fan of it, and I think I just kind of like played along, like, oh, this is cool. Like
I like this shit.
it's really cool, but I was like, all right, I gotta go over here real quick. I gotta meet somebody. But I don't know, man. I think that's
This was your jam though too, huh? This was your like
Yeah.
you were
I was-
like the first day I was tired. Like we were all three of us were pretty tired, but you were like I can go all night.
I could have.
And then like the second day I could have gone all night the second day, but all the games floors closed at 6.
Yeah.
So that was the only downer. But no, I'm glad.
Would you do it again?
Depends on where it's at. If it's in California, yeah. If it was up north, like Washington, Seattle, yeah, maybe I'd probably go. But anywhere else, no.
Not Vegas.
No, not Vegas.
Why?
I don't know. Literally, I don't know.
You're not a fan of Vegas.
Um,
All right, guys. I think that's gonna go ahead and do it for us. This episode. Go ahead and give us a like, thumbs up, subscribe.
we'll link the this time we'll make sure we link all the footage that you're gonna edit and everything on the podcast. So you can look at it and check it out.
Yeah, I took a little bit of video. We'll see how that turns out. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet, but if it's usable, I'll put it up there. We'll link to it. But until next time, guys, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
4,
Listening.